Stupid fucking Monterey by Arias' voice. An Apple Get a Mac commercial, Mac XPC fanfiction. Narrated by PC. Allow me to set the scene for you. The year is currently 2021. It's mid-October. macOS Monterey is set to launch. Well, I don't know exactly when because Mac won't frickin' well tell me. In fact, Mac kind of barely tells me anything anymore. Okay, so in 2007, you all know Mac is the casual, modern, hip, Mac. But nowadays, he's more like... Let me give you an idea of a typical day in our life. We go to bed at 9 p.m. At least, I go to bed at 9 p.m. I wake up at 11 p.m. because I need some water. I turn over to the other side of the bed, expecting to find my lovely little companion right there for me to cuddle, only to see that he is either in a little window seat across from our bed, or he's nowhere to be found. If he's nowhere to be found, then that is a dead indication to me that, he's in his office, working on macOS Monterey once again. If he is sitting on our precious little window seat in our bedroom, I casually walk over to him, snatch one of his many work phones out of his hand, throw it into my lockbox that only I know the password to, and drag his light little Mac ass back to bed. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Mac apparently doesn't know how to sleep, which is one of the things the cool kids do a lot these days, Mac, so hello, behind the times much? Alright, I'm getting ahead of myself. When we wake up in the morning, Mac is obviously very tired, because the poor thing can't turn his brain off, and so chances are he doesn't go to sleep until about 2 or 3 in the morning. We wake up at around 6 a.m., which of course is both mine and his choice. I don't force him to wake up that early. I personally prefer to wake up that early because, well, I go to bed at a decent time, so it's not a problem for me. But no, not Mac. Since he doesn't fall asleep till 2, sometimes 3, sometimes even 4 in the morning, he wakes up barely able to have any energy. Where he should be at 100% battery power, he's more like at 20. Literally, if he was on FaceTime, he would be hearing that sound. That sounds like a bunch of metal pieces falling on the ground that creeps everybody out and nobody can turn off. I know, it's annoying. I've heard it before. Well, by the time Mac wakes up, which takes him a little while, poor thing, we wake up slowly. We cuddle. What do you want? He wakes up and takes a shower in the morning, because he prefers a morning shower. I, of course, myself prefer a bit of either a night bath or perhaps a nighttime shower. I just like to be clean when I'm asleep, but that's beside the point. So, by the time Mac is done with his refreshing light morning shower, which, need I add, does not need to take an hour and a half, Macintosh, it is already 7:30 a.m. By this time, I've prepared a lovely breakfast, which usually consists of either a large sandwich of some sort, or a breakfast that consists something of akin to either biscuits and gravy, or like a sausage, pancake, bacon, eggs, toast, potatoes of some kind, the whole entire shebang. I've become the cook in this family. I know, a lot of people assume that would be Mac, given the fact that, he wants to fit into the modern niche, and he went vegan for a while, but he couldn't tolerate it because I decided to eat a hamburger in front of him and tempt him. That's a long story for another day. So now I cook for the family because Mac would like to get off on just having a protein shake that he can drink in his office for breakfast. So he tries to grab his little protein shake, but I go, absolutely not. I've made you a plate. You will eat. No questions asked. So Mac begrudgingly sits down at our little breakfast bench in our beautiful combination of modern and 80s wood grain house, and we begin to eat our breakfast. At this point, we actually catch a few moments of just being alone with each other, until the inevitable You know, that sound of that typical iPhone ringtone that Mac has had for several years. You know that one? Either that or Reflection, depending on which phone is, ringing. One of those goes off, and Mac goes, "Oh, I have to take this." Which, of course, I need to let him because, well, he is the chief worker on macOS Monterey, so of course everything is important. So sometimes he'll inevitably talk to coworkers, only to say, get off the phone, look down at his breakfast, and go, "Oh dear, it got cold." And for me to say, "God damn it, I don't care if you're late to your FaceTime meeting, you'll finish eating it anyway." So he finishes eating his breakfast. Now, mind you, I don't think he's ungrateful for my food. In fact, I know he enjoys it. He would just rather work harder than ever than, I don't know, take care of himself. Something that I've grown accustomed to since, well, it's not like they got my input on Windows 11 or anything. Anyway, so Matt goes off to work. And he's at work. And he's at work. And he's at work. I do all the housework. I don't mind it. In fact, I rather enjoy it. Around 11:30, I get to work on lunch. Sometimes it's something simple, like a tuna fish sandwich with lots of cheese and mayonnaise to mask that fishy flavor. And sometimes I do something more elaborate, like, grilled cheese and tomato soup. When I do something like that, I'll inevitably gently knock on the side of Mac's office, because of course his door is always open for whenever I want to talk, but when I knock on his office door, it's always, "I'm in the middle of something, PC." It's never a case of I'm interrupting him. It's more a case of a gentle reminder of, hey, I'm working on possibly Mac's biggest software update ever, so, yeah, I'm a little stressed. And my response to that is, yes, of course you're stressed. You barely sleep. You ate a half-cold breakfast because instead of eating your breakfast, you are talking to your coworkers. Please come eat lunch, my dear. I am very worried about you. So guess what? I inevitably have to make his lunch computer safe, which means no tomato soup alongside with his grilled cheese sandwich, adding ham to his to make it hopefully a little more filling, and letting him have tomato soup later on tonight. So I inevitably bring him his sandwich on multiple layers of paper plates with multiple napkins because nobody wants grease near their computer. Even though I do not think it is a good idea for anyone to eat near their computer, Mac insists on being in his office all the time. So, here it is. It's 4 o'clock. I'm about to make a nice, lovely dinner. Mac said he'd be done by 3:30. It is 4:15. Mac is not done. Mind you, I wouldn't have this any other way. Mac is my love, my life, my precious, my everything. We've been through hell and back together. We did commercials while we were in a secret relationship. In fact, one single commercial did not air because in it I actually proposed to him. Got him a big ring and everything. I know, a little bit romantic for me, but still. I care so deeply for my Mac that I will literally force him away from his work. Not because I don't want Monterey to be completed any sooner, but I know that if he continues working himself like this, his processor will slow down, and he'll eventually lose all the luster that our dear, beloved Mac in Blue is so known for. So, at 5 o'clock, I insist that Mac eats. I insist that all his devices are turned off or muted, and he comes down and he has dinner with me. Tonight's dinner was a lovely spaghetti. He prefers Alfredo sauce. I prefer marinara. That's fine. We sit together, we eat, we talk. I stare so gently into his eyes. He stares back at me. I adore every single moment I'm in his presence. I've never loathed him. In fact, I've never loathed him at all. In fact, the only ill word I've ever felt for him is love. And I want to give that caring to him in any way possible that I can. And it is thus that Mac and I will always stay together, even if it means I have to throw iPhones into a pool to make sure that he gets a good night's sleep. No, I have never done that. nor will I ever. I understand the value of technology. I am technology. But I just want Mac to know that A, he needs sleep, B, he needs to eat, and C, I love him more than I've loved anyone else in this whole entire world. He's my wonderful, he's my everything, and I wouldn't trade him for the world. We were once in competition, but now we're true partners, and I hope it is a love that will last till my crashing does us part.